I'm pleased to introduce our next panelist, Sebastian Teunissen, who's the Managing Director for Solidaridad in North America. Sebastian, UNDP and Solidaridad recently partnered to review all of the Equator Prize winners to see which might represent businesses that could be scaled up to finance. And we also partnered to look at a specific case in Uganda, a tea factory. What are some of the things that you keep in mind when screening potential enterprises for scaling up to finance?
Thanks, Jamie. I have to start by saying Solidaridad is approaching this probably more from a different point of view than anything else that I've heard here tonight. I've heard references to smallholder farmers on occasion, but that's the reason that Solidaridad exists. For almost 50 years now, we've been working to improve the sustainability of smallholder agriculture, working on the social, economic, and environmental sustainability of these farmers. So we work with millions of farmers around the world. So we're looking at it from the bottom up in a sense, from the smallholders. So we have seen many problems in getting to sustainability, and one that comes out a lot is access to finance. So we got into the area of working with investors because we're trying to solve this problem with access to finance. So when I look at, you have to look at my background. I was in business school and in business and so on before, and I've dealt with investors a lot. And when I look at investors and I look at impact investors, I see a real disconnect. I could almost call it an oxymoron if you don't mind me saying so. But on one hand, you've got investors. They want, as others have pointed out, big deals. They want to clearly define. They want to know the risks. The more they know, the better they understand it, the more likely they'll put their money in it. On the other hand, what we're trying to achieve is to fund informal, small, uneducated, not clearly defined businesses. Farmers are businesses. After all, smallholder farmers produce the majority of the world's food, and they have an impact on forestry in a way that many other industries don't. So we need to get them to produce more efficiently if we're going to have a major effect on avoiding deforestation. So what is it that we do? On the one hand, we've got these people, farmers, who want capital in order to improve their business. On the other hand, we have the investors who probably have not spent the time on the ground to understand the businesses. And what we do is we look at ways to bring those two together. So on one hand, it's educating the investors about what is a potential. And on the other hand, it's educating the individual borrowers how to be more business-minded. So we help them develop business plans. We ultimately bring them together into investable packages. And the idea is to bring them together. And it's not a simple process because we've got conflicting objectives here. And one of the problems is that investors are very sophisticated, very educated. They don't know how to use those spreadsheets. And they're negotiating with farmers or small businesses. It's probably the first time they've ever had a chance to borrow money. And how do you then negotiate from the position of ignorance? So one of the things that we do is we try to strengthen their knowledge, encourage them to talk to multiple investors so that they don't, in fact, take the first deal, which is probably a bad deal. So that's what we've done, and you mentioned the work that we're doing in Uganda. We're working with a tea factory that has something like 6,000 or 7,000, I may have the number wrong, smallholder farmers who own this tea factory. They now want to expand into a second tea factory. We brought in our tea experts from India to evaluate the potential for that area to actually supply a second tea factory, to evaluate the best method of doing this, and the best financial structure for that. And it's now going ahead. We put together an investment package that's being discussed with potential investors. And as you know, we have very high hopes for success.
Yes, we do. Terrific. Let me just ask a follow-on question. One of the things that we're detecting, the signal that Adriana mentioned, is that there's a new trend. And we didn't recognize it at the time last year when the Equator Prize winner of the PESH community, who supplies liquid amber, an essential ingredient, actually have a partnership with Estee Lauder, and this trend is toward relationally embedded transactions with the community in which a corporation invests in the community's ability, and then they have a fair deal. To what extent are you seeing this trend of decoupling commodities or recoupling commodities with the source and empowering communities to have a different kind of relationship with corporations?
Well, we started out originally working on those commodity supply chains, and we have moved away from that, approaching it more from a holistic, from a landscape point of view, working with the communities. That smallholder farmer that's growing sugarcane today probably is growing maize tomorrow or my agricultural mix is probably not right with palm oil next week. It's not one commodity, it's not one business. You have to look at it from the farmer's point of view, from the community's point of view, and then you have a chance of achieving sustainability. A lot of companies are talking about this, but in reality, I think that the way that they're set up, it's not happening as fast as I'd like to see. You have purchasers or these large companies are responsible for buying only sugar, or only cocoa, or only tea, and they're concerned about meeting the sustainability target set for their particular commodity. And the growers, as I said, are doing many different things, and you can't force them into that nice little box. We have situations where companies that we work with are in sugarcane. I'll be general enough so you can't identify them, but they want to work only with the sugarcane farmers in their particular catchment area, feeding their particular mill that they're buying from. And if the sugar's not getting into their supply chain, that they don't want to support that. And if that's the way that they're going, we're never going to be successful because we have to address this entire sugarcane catchment area and make a change there. And that will lift everybody, as they say, the tide lifts all boats. We've got to try to do that.
Great. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Our next